Shalom Yasharala, this is Yeshaya back at you with a car chronicle. On this one, I wanted to talk about brothers that leave the faith with the excuse being that the Lord is, the man's goings are of the Lord excuse. Do you think that a man that wants salvation, because you must not want salvation if you're not willing to work for it. What do you think the Lord is going to do with somebody when it comes down to the decision of should I save him or not? Right? Now, a lot of y'all are saying, well, the decision's made already. Yeah, the decision is made. Like, for example, Moses was guaranteed salvation from the jump. Why? Because the Lord knew he was going to do great things. Why do you think the Lord doesn't have Moses today knowing who he is? Why do you think that whoever Jeremiah is doesn't know who he is? Like, there are men in the scriptures that have done such great things that the Lord is going to save them. But why don't we know who we are? Why is there no remembrance? That means that the Lord wants us to work, period. He wants Moses to still keep going out there and teaching the people. He wants all his prophets to still go out there and teach. So when you leave the truth with the excuse of saying, well, I'm not hurting nor helping myself by going to camp, the Lord is going to do what he's going to do. You're only guaranteeing that you're not one of those people. You're only making it sure and certain that you're not. Okay, I don't have to compete with him or try to be more blessed than him because he's a fuckboy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to insult brothers that leave the truth at the end of the day, but that excuse is wicked. That's an all-fast excuse. And the Lord is going to deal with you for that. And I'm telling you, man, almost 24 years of me being in this faith. And I can tell you, I've seen so many brothers come and go with that excuse. Trust me, I've seen more brothers. I have seen more fallouts than I see brothers that are still in the faith. I'm telling you, you have too many brothers that fall out of this faith for different reasons, and that's a big stumbling block. That's a stumbling block that just gives you an excuse to do what you already wanted to do. Because why? If you know what the right thing to do is, right? Why wouldn't you do the right thing? You know this word has to get out, right? For our salvation, or at least for us to get back in the kingdom, you know that this word has to get out. So why would you not help? Why are you so selfish and saying, well, fuck it. I'm not helping or hurting myself, but you're helping or hurting our people. That's not important enough for you to continue to do the work. So, but by using the excuse of man's goings or of the Lord, your goings are to not do the work. And there's also a scripture that says for us to give all diligence to make our calling and election more sure. Or sure. I forgot exactly the word I'm paraphrasing, but I'll put it to you this way. You're not helping yourself. You're only hurting yourself by not doing the work. You may not be helping yourself as, that much or whatever. It really all depends on what the Lord, what the Lord sees. The Lord sees what I don't see. And that's why, that very thing that I just said, the Lord sees what I don't see and what we don't see, is because at the end of the day, I'm not one to tell you, you're righteous or you're wicked, because you got men out here that are out here doing righteous things and you don't see them, and you got men out here doing wicked things and you don't see them. But it's all of the Lord. It's all about what the Lord sees and how the Lord wants to bless or curse you based on what he sees. But I can pretty certainly tell you, if you do not want to do the work, if you're not out here doing something towards the work, you're not helping yourself at all. You know, like, for example, if you're a basketball player in the NBA, you can't speak up. Least you could do is help out a camp financially. You know what I'm saying? And not for that camp to fucking drive Beamers and Benzes and shit with that money, but to actually do the work. You know, maybe buy rare books that they don't want us to have, so they up the price of it on some crazy shit. You know? Make banners, you know, give brothers that don't have cars. You know what I mean? You're a rapper? Shit, put something in your raps that'll make somebody think. You know what I mean? You don't have to completely change your rap career over and be a straight Hebrew Israelite in your music, because we know that's going to get you pushed out and, you know, whatever. But at least, like, yo, do something. You know, take your fucking talents and help the ministry one way or the other. You know, if you're a brother that doesn't go to that doesn't go to camp because you don't feel that you're a prophet or a preacher, that's fine. Go to camp and read. Go to camp and hold posts. Go to camp and show the unity. You know what I'm saying? But don't do nothing. Don't not do the work at all. Okay, you're not a speaker, but you can read. You can hold posts. You can hand out flyers. You can you know, do something. But to do nothing is insane. And thinking you're going to be saved, you niggas don't fear the Lord like you should. You niggas don't fear the Lord like you should, man. If that's what you're going to run around and say. You don't know, like, listen, the Lord can have you be 2/3, but have some type of mercy on it. Like, yo, this is the Lord, man. He has the power to do everything. But you're going to sit here and fucking not do shit and oh man, you know, whether I'm the elect or not, going to camp isn't helping me or hurting me. Like, okay. It's not going to camp is going to hurt you. Because you got all these men out here that are going to camp. Do you think if Enoch was in the flesh or is in the flesh right now, you don't think he's going to camp? You don't think David, Solomon, well, not Solomon, but you know, whoever, anybody that you see in the scriptures that did such great things, you don't think if they're back in the flesh now that they're not doing something to help the word? To let the word go out and teach the word of the Most High? You think that they're just, what, back saying, hey, you know what, I believe in the Lord, but, you know, let these street niggas preach the word? No, they're out there being, quote unquote, the street niggas. They're going out there and making their body a living sacrifice, and you're not. And that makes you look like, to the Lord, in my opinion, because like I said, the Lord knows what we don't know. You're unproductive and you're not helping at all. You know, the Lord gives us all the tools, man. It's there for us. You know, you got men out here that have one excuse or the other why they can't go out there and do the work, man. You got men that are too caught up in the streets. But listen, man, if you need to fucking move out or whatever, you have to figure something out, man. But leaving the faith it should never be an excuse. Stop doing the work should never be an excuse. If you have breath in your lungs, you have a body, you can walk. I know of a man personally who doesn't have legs and still does the work. It slowed him down, not, you know, when he had the accident that cost him his legs, but he's out there teaching the word now. So what's your excuse? Men with 2 good legs, even if you got bum knees, like, yo, my legs be hurting when I be standing at camp for 20 minutes. I'd be uncomfortable. I'm not as strong as I used to be. I just came out the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we're not what we used to be, and we know that. The Lord knows that. You know, but I go out there and I stand on my feet for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours if I have to. I'll figure out a way. If I got to go somewhere and sit down for a minute, I'll sit down. You know, but when you see me at camp, usually my legs hurt. Nigga, you don't want them type of problems. This nigga walking past my car on some crazy shit. Only on Bergen and Clinton, by the way. Nigga looking at me like he think he gonna do something. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, this is the type of world we live in. If you don't hate what I just saw, this so-called black man looking at me crazy, just walking past my car like he has some type of hostile spirit towards me. And I've never seen the man in my life. You know, but this is the world that we're trying to get out of. This is the world that we want to break free from. And the only way we're going to break free is to continue to do the work. The Lord is going to end this when he sees fit, but it's best for you to be doing the Lord's will. And it's not just camp. I'm not sitting here telling you, but if you're able-bodied, why the fuck you don't go to camp? Like I said, you got rappers out here, you got people that are wealthy, that can't physically go there, then listen, hold the camp down. You know, send them something. You know, maybe there's brothers in the camp that don't drive. Maybe there's homeless brothers in the camp. You know, when I was with House of Israel, man, we had hella homeless brothers. And they would go out there faithfully, man. You know, I mean, they both, at least the two that I remember, left the faith. But you know what? When they was out there doing the work, we wished that we could have put them. Matter of fact, yeah, we had a few homeless brothers. We wish that we could have put them up somewhere. You know what I mean? But we didn't have no place to put them. You know, but let's say Shaq takes a liking to the House of Israel and says, yo, you know, I'm gonna hold y'all down. I'm gonna send y'all money, you know, and take care of what you got to take care of, you know, and then, you know, maybe Lord Wonders Zabak, if he has any homeless brothers in the entire House of Israel, you know, throughout all the states that he has a camp in, take care of them, you know, let them have some place to lay their head while they go out there and do the work. Not to be abused, like I said, but, you know, something. You know, you got brothers out here with fucking connections to shit. Fuck it, use your connections. If you can't be physically out there now, don't take that to mean that you're totally like, say if you own a printing company and you print Bibles or whatever, or you do stuff for the camp but with your business, don't think that takes the place of you going to camp. You still should try to go to camp. I'm only saying, you know, for you brothers out there that really make your living, you know, doing, you know, being in movies and shit like that, where if you get caught doing it, you know, you're going to lose your livelihood. For you, at least, you know, donate or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, men out there in the streets, yo, buy them coats. You know, you see men out there, you know, like, bro, like, everybody should get in where they fit in this faith. You can't sit here and say man's goings are of the Lord. I don't want to do the work. No, well, I mean, you could do that if you want to. But what's going to be your latter end is the question. That's the real question. What do you think the Lord is going to do to you, or not help you with, when it comes time to choose whether or not you're going to be saved? This bitch driving like she's about to jump across the intersection, you know. But anyway, but yeah, that's all I have to say, man. For you brothers out there, man, and you brothers that left that stopped doing the work, man, come back. Maybe not come back to my camp necessarily, you know, man. Maybe, you know, but here's another problem too with brothers that left the faith. A lot of you left the faith for a fucking reason too. A A lot of y'all left the faith because either somebody kicked you out because you're disorderly, or you got something else wrong with you. You know, that's also something you have to take accountability for. You know, you can't be a difficult brother to work with. It's already tough enough. It's already a fucking nightmare sometimes being in this faith. You know, but anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.